The modern day pickup truck is a far cry from where it was just a few years ago. While still being that utilitarian workhorse capable of carrying large loads in the back and of course that go anywhere ability thanks to its four-wheel drive system, it's much more car-like in the way it goes about its business. Not only that, there's the extra incentive when it comes to tax, as double cab pickup trucks that can carry more than a payload of more than 1 tonne in the bed are classified as commercial vehicles and qualify for a lower benefit-in-kind tax. That makes them considerably cheaper compared to similarly priced SUVs. But with so many choices out there, which is the best to go for? We're going to take a look at 5 of the best options out there. Pickup trucks are big business in the US and Ford is right at the top of the list, selling on average around 900,000 every year just in America. So it's safe to say they know a thing or two when it comes to this sector. While its best-selling F-150 isn't available in the UK, instead we have the Ranger, which is a much more European-focused offering. As a workhorse, it'll do everything asked of it, with a capable four-wheel drive system, usable load bay with 1,199 kilogram payload, and is capable of towing 3.5 tons in some forms. But it also makes the everyday more comfortable too. The driving experience isn't as harsh as we've seen in previous versions, and it comes armed with a host of safety and technology upgrades. When you talk about rugged utilitarian pickup trucks, Mercedes isn't a name that would immediately spring to mind. However, their decision to enter in this segment in 2017 did make sense. After all, the brand sold the world's first truck back in 1886. The XClass is one of the few premium pickups in the class. Underneath, it shares the same platform as the Nissan Navara, but it gets a range of changes to give it the upmarket feel you'd expect from the brand, with a stylish look both inside and out, not to mention in the way it drives. It's also well equipped, which you'd only expect for the price. Mercedes has gone to great lengths to make it drive like nothing else in the class. Don't think all that Mercedes gloss has hampered its usability though. Like the Navara, it can tow 3.5 tons and has a usable 1.14 ton maximum payload. Toyota is another big name in the pickup truck market, with over 18 million Hilux models built since 1968, and is just as popular with burly builders as it is with extreme fundamentalists. The latest version is bigger than ever before, and like the Ranger, it too can tow 3.5 tons. The load bay is also bigger than its predecessor too, meaning it's much more usable. Equipment levels are pretty impressive too, with higher spec models armed with an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, climate control and keyless start. On the road, the Hilux is a comfortable machine, but it's in the rough stuff that it really excels, with a high ride height and a host of off-roading features. Nissan claims that its Navara is now more like a crossover SUV behind the wheel than anything else in the class. Its advanced multi-link rear suspension gives it a more car-like feel, and the steering is responsive, which helps make it handle surprisingly well for what is essentially a commercial vehicle. Inside, the Navara shares much with the passenger car in terms of quality and equipment, including a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system and all-round camera system on higher spec models. It can carry loads of up to 1,180 kilograms and has a towing capacity of 3.5 tons, and of course, like most of its rivals, has excellent off-roading credentials. Now, if affordability is high up your wish list, then the SsangYong Musso is well worth considering. It might not have the badge prestige of some of its rivals, but the Korean car manufacturer has come a long way in recent years. Its styling is very un-SsangYong-like, meaning it looks rather stylish and rugged, especially in top Rhino trim, and inside is pretty well packaged too, especially when you step up from entry-level EX trim. There isn't much choice when it comes to powertrains. There's only one available, but it is refined and a capable tower, managing weights of 3.5 tons, even with a full load bed. The ride isn't as forgiving as some of the competition, and it is lacking in some safety equipment you'll find on rivals, but overall it offers great value for money.